Hi guys, we're here on episode 3 of our SIM1Racing team development. I'm here with Jordan. Jordan is currently on his team onboarding. So right now he's going through a list of 3 different phases. He started with, just driving the car, getting used to it.
Yep.
And then for phase 2, Jordan was doing a consistency test. So he ended up doing 2 different days of testing. His first day, he felt like you needed more practice with the car.
For sure, yeah.
As he said, it was a hard car to get used to.
Absolutely.
So Jordan ended up going on day 2 for the consistency test, and he was able to get 10 laps in a row within 1 second. So that now leaves us here on day 3 for the last phase of the team onboarding. Mm-hmm. So for this, Jordan will be doing 2 different races against the AI. So you're on a track that you're fairly familiar with, Limerock Park.
Yep.
Would you like to tell us about your experience with that track?
Yeah, I've done a lot of laps on that track on the sim. I plan to compete this year in Good Life on that track. My only experience, my most memorable experience was driving on that track. Well, sitting passenger on that track in a car that's 100 years old. So, yeah, this should be interesting.
So much different car now,
Yeah.
the M2 CS. So I'm excited to see what you can do. But the format, you're going to start with a 10-minute practice, so you could just get used to the track in this car. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you're going to be doing 2 different races. Mm-hmm. Both of them will be 12 minutes long.
Okay.
So there will be 15 cars on the grid. You'll be starting in 12th. So the reason for that is that you'll have a lot of cars to overtake. Gotcha. But I also wanted to make sure that you get practice having cars behind you. Mm-hmm. These AI will be a little bit more team compared to when you get into the online world. Definitely expect to just get smashed from behind multiple races. Yeah. But this will be a good test just to make sure that you're able to drive clean and hopefully keep it on track. We're not looking for any great results or anything like that. Yep. The main thing that we're looking for in this phase is just to make sure that, again, you could drive clean and keep it on track. And then as long as you can do that, you're going to be moving on into the free access where you could just progress in your sports car license.
Awesome.
So I'm excited to see what you could do, but that'll leave it to Jordan to get on the sim. For those of you that haven't yet checked out our live streams, we currently stream most of our sessions with Jordan, with the racing team, as well as other members that come in. So for those of you guys that haven't checked that out, definitely give it a follow and check it out. Right now we're incorporating different things. We have a foot cam for the live streams and videos, and then a face cam as well. I know Satay in the background, he's also now incorporating a drone camera for the live streams. So there's a lot of exciting stuff coming soon. So definitely check that out, guys. But Jordan, I'll leave you to it.
That guy's trying to get inside, I already see. Shut the door on me. I can get them on the next one because they break here every time. I can tuck in. Gotta make sure they break at the 5, I think, yeah. Oh, wasn't on me. Had to adjust the line because we have pretty much no tires. And instead of trail braking, just got to use the gas pedal to rotate the car. See what he's trying to do?
start with the race start. What do you think about, the rolling start and the whole procedure and everything?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done a rolling start. It's actually, because you can't see the green, I guess, or the flag, because the flagger's up there. You got to go on to other cars, and my reaction was terrible. It wasn't like I was obviously slower than everyone else, but everyone else is doing some very conservative braking. So I think I'm good on all other accounts, it seems like. But yeah, I mean the race starts definitely, it makes or breaks the front, because there's a pack of 5 of them up front that are just drafting off each other. So.
Yep. And then in terms of overtakes, I noticed you got a lot of your overtakes on the uphill part. So I feel like you were definitely like finding your time to make your overtakes, which of course is a very important skill to have. There was certain times where it was kind of like felt like it was 50-50 where you could have went for an overtake, but you were like, no, let me wait until I get to my spot where I know I'm gonna make that overtake. So that was a good thing that I noticed.
A lot on that hill, especially on the corner. The hill has a more severe crest going towards the wall on the left side than the inside. So I try and hug it on the inside a lot at the expense of going slower, but keeping more traction so I can get the upshift in the middle of it and save the car instead of it trying to go sideways or trying to go towards the wall or anything like that. I realized I picked up a few tenths just from staying on the inside. So I was able to challenge them for the next corner.
Seems like you have some like pre-track knowledge from your time being there on the way the road is angled and everything.
I realized that within the first 3 laps of this, because at least in Assetto, because of course this is like a laser scan track, and Assetto is whatever they got it from Forza or whatever. I never felt that in Assetto, and I never raced on this track with this many people, I'd say, so it was never like this much of a, like, all right, let me try and get a position. It's more of like, okay, as long as I get the fastest lap, who cares? So this, trying to get that advantage on the others and trying to outbrake them, seeing that they break between the 5 and the 4 and just after the 4 every single time, knowing that the car can brake at the 3 safely, even later than that, I mean, even like 2.5, I could have gotten into, but towards the end, the tires, especially the front left, was gone. There was nothing left. So the lines, you had to adjust it a lot. Around the middle of the race, there's so much rubber on the ground, you have so much grip. So you're thinking like you'll have it for the rest of the race, you just don't. So I think a lot of tire management is going to have to be a thing I focus on, especially with this car and whatever car comes in the future as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you could do. I've already seen, and you've sort of just mentioned it right now, but a lot of important things that you need to develop especially when you're online racing. In terms of the race start to begin with, but also other things like learning, where is your overtaking zones, where are you best at overtaking other cars. Another major thing that I saw right off the bat, and you were even commentating as you were driving, is that you were learning the drivers that were in front of you, learning their driving styles and where they were braking too early or where they were driving less than compared to you. So you were using that to your advantage, which of course is going to be very important, especially when you get in longer races and you're behind someone for so long. That's really the time where you need to focus and learn their driving habits, and that'll allow you to eventually make that overtake. But another thing too that you mentioned was just recognizing the track conditions. You mentioned the rubber on track. Obviously you went off track that one time, so that brought debris. But also just things like tire wear as well. That's an important thing to consider depending on the length of your race. If you're in a longer race, you don't want to drive so aggressive because then your tires are going to wear quicker and you may need to make a premature pit stop. Whereas if it's a shorter race, like a 12 to 15 minute race, then you could drive a lot more aggressive. But there's a lot of good stuff that you mentioned. Another thing too that we previously talked about was just learning the track. I actually want to show you this website. But it's basically, for iRacing and, the laser scan tracks, you could do like track walks in real, like a Google Map sort of thing. So you could, walk through tracks and see, where the divots are in the road and really get, a better feel for the track. Because of course that's something they do in real life. Any track they go to, the day before their first practice session, they go and walk the entire track or go on a bike. And really get a feel for the layout of it and everything.
That'd be a great asset.
But we're gonna move on to your second race now. If you're down to do the second one tonight.
Yep.
But do you feel comfortable just skipping the practice, going straight into the race, or do you want a short practice to
Same
start?
track?
Same track.
Yeah, we can go right into it.
Right into the race. Cool. So you ended with 6 incident points. So in terms of, once you're in the online, that's most likely not going to be a huge gain in terms of safety rating.
Yep.
But it's also not a big loss. So, a big incident can get you up to 4 incident points, which you didn't get. I think you had 1 off track.
Yep.
You had a 2x incident when you collided with another car.
The car that was in front of me.
Yep. So nothing. It wasn't a big loss for safety rating if you were to be in online. I was actually explaining how it works to Felix before, but iRacing is a balance of both I rating and safety rating. So I rating is obviously based on where you position in the race, but safety rating is based on how many incident points you have. So that's the main factor when you're progressing in your license. So like one time that you're actually about to make an overtake, but you decided to back off, that's going to be very important for online if you want to progress quickly, because you'll notice, just by seeing the way your systems, the 2 ratings work, is that safety rating is a lot more important than that, gaining that extra 1 or 2 positions in a race. So that's the main thing you want to focus on is just keeping it clean. But this race was a good start. So I'm excited to see what you could do, but let's hop into race 2.
Sounds good.
They're driving significantly harder than last time. Look at that, wow. Oh, there we go. Oh my God, whoa. Guy had a vendetta. Was that actually taken away? All right, let's see what we can do. I know they're not afraid to spin me out. Got a little deep. We're good. That was definitely an off track for sure, but we got time. I can definitely catch them.
Like you said, first time on track in iRacing with that many cars. What are your thoughts?
It's actually not bad. Well, I mean, I'm comfortable with it. I won't say it's not bad. It's definitely bad. It's good. The people, like they're real, is the issue. When someone gives you a bad drive on the highway, you feel it, and it's 10 times worse when you're racing because everyone should know what they're doing. So you can't yell to them. The car it's fast on this track. I got used to it. I'm able to exploit a lot of what other people aren't able to do, or other AI aren't able to do. And I think as I start to go on in real races and stuff, it's going to become more second nature, and of course we're going to get taken out. And it's at the end. I mean, I started in 12th place, and then I went to 16th or whatever it is, and then I went to 6th. So
that's impressive.
Given that, technically, I won the race. So.
I was bummed when you got into that incident and lost those positions, but at the same time, I was excited to see what you would do with it, and that was a big moment because that may happen every now and then for online races. But when that happens, it's important that you don't get frustrated and that you don't try to push it too much to make up that time, because then you're going to get more off tracks. You might end up in a wall, and then your safety rating is going to go down way more than it originally was.
Yep.
So you're really able to, lock in and also recognize that those first few laps after that incident, your tires weren't, at 100%.
Yep.
So you were safe in that point, but then as the race went on, you built up your lap times and kept improving. And I see here you actually ended with the best lap out of the race out of everyone.
That's a little crazy.
It's cool to see you, build your way back up the grid.
Yeah.
But with that, you definitely passed, the phase 3 of our team onboarding.
That's great.
So you are now free to come in, whenever you'd like and just hop on and, start your online career.
Cool.
But after this, I'll take a look at the calendar and I'll send that to you of the track schedule. But it's going to be important that you of course practice the track before you do the races.
Yep.
So we'll make sure that you get the necessary practice. We'll also incorporate the trophy AI to help you learn the tracks quicker.
Yep.
But I'm excited to see what you can do, Jordan.
Yeah, me too. I mean, this is it's fun coming back and doing this. So I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't enjoy it, then what is it? So this is great. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yep. So that's going to be all for this episode, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for future episodes where Jordan will be progressing in his online iRacing career. But we're actually also having a race upcoming soon in 2 weeks from now, I believe. It'll be the monthly championship race for March. So pretty soon we'll be having another member on the racing team to interact with you. You guys will also be able to learn from each other as time goes on. So I'm excited for that and excited to see where this racing team will take us. But thank you guys all for tuning in. Hope to see you guys again soon.